Thank you, Deputy President. My question is for the Minister for Suburban Development, Minister Lean. And it relates to Broadmeadows. Broadmeadows train station is rated 245th out of 249. It is dark, it is dangerous, it is covered with graffiti, and it's really symptomatic of the whole of the precinct of Broadmeadows. So we've got the shopping centre, we've got the train station, and it's in desperate need of development. Now, I was at a terrific volunteer event out there on the weekend, and volunteers don't want to come to events in the evening because the precinct is dark, it's not connected to the train station. And, well, I understand you're not the Minister for Train Stations. I'm wondering if you can give me any indication whether there's any plans for suburban development for the Broadmeadows Central District.
Minister Lean, do you wish to take that?
Yes.
Minister Lean.
I will get in first on the fat controller interjections and beat you all to it. Ms Patten, you're correct in saying that I'm not the Minister for that particular infrastructure, but in saying that...
Sorry, can we hear the Minister's answer, please? Thank you.
Yeah, I'm doing my best. In saying that, we have had a program as far as a revitalisation board in Broadmeadows, which I've been actually really lucky to see some of the outcomes of that particular board. Particularly, I was actually really proud of that board recently, where they allocated close to $900 to Bright Industries. It's a group that it's a group that employ a lot of people with disabilities, and part of Bright Industries has a nursery, which that board, with the leadership of Frank Maguire, allocated, like I said, it was close to $1 million, which means that they can employ about 14 more people with disabilities. The number of activities, particularly around some of the public housing, there's a project to beautify the central part of it, and also, you know, a garden with fruit, a social enterprise, linked with a social enterprise. So, and I've got to say that the actual Broadmeadows train station has been something that the board has brought up. So I think you're not out of whack with a lot of other people around that particular project. I'm happy to see if I can get any further information, given that it doesn't necessarily fall in this role. But I really appreciate a question. I really appreciate a question from you, as far as I think this might be the first question I've ever had as a Minister for Suburban Development. So I could be corrected as I'm wrong, but I think suburban development does some fantastic work. It's supporting good people that are doing a lot of good work in our community. So thank you.
Ms Patten, on a supplementary.
Thank you, Deputy President, and thank you, Minister. And I'm pleased it was to offer that inaugural question to you. Look, Broadmeadows missed out on the big build as well. So our social housing and public housing out there is just in desperate need. But again, I know you're not the Minister for that. So, but by way of supplementary, could I ask that you advocate on behalf of Broadmeadows, as part of that suburban redevelopment, for the train station to be upgraded? From what I heard on the weekend, they've been told it will be upgraded in 2052. 2052. So if I could ask you to advocate for an earlier start date.
Minister Lean.
Thank you, Deputy President, and thank you, Ms Patten. And as I said, I think, and I appreciate your advocacy for me to put my advocacy towards that particular project, and it's not out of step with what that revitalisation board has asked me to do. So I'm happy to do that. I didn't understand, like, I'm not too sure about that. Was it 50 to your